Hi guys! Welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host Jamie and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Thank you so much for tuning in. The theme of this episode, I've been taking your guys' recommendations and someone said the petty revenge subreddit. So this is all petty revenge subreddit stories. And let's get right into the episode. If you haven't already, please press the subscribe button, the like button, and leave a comment down below what you're doing, drinking, eating right now, because I love to hear from you guys. The title of the first story is My Boyfriend, 22 male, couldn't stop liking half-naked pictures of other women, so I, 21 female, posted one of myself. All right, my 22 male boyfriend has started following a lot of Instagram women. Not regular ones, I don't mind those, but particularly the ones in lingerie and with their ass out. Even was watching their spicy sites. I, 21 female, told him it made me uncomfortable and to stop, but his response was, "It's just Instagram. You're doing too much. It's not that serious." And he kept doing it. Well, I posted some pictures of me in a G-string bikini, ass out and all. He saw it and started freaking out, slamming doors and yelling. He was like, "Ew, you don't respect yourself. Girls who do that are hoes. That's embarrassing. I don't want my girlfriend doing that, bro. That's weird." And he's mad, like really mad. He told me to take it down, and I said, "No, isn't this what you like to see?" And his response again was, "You're in a relationship. Why would you do that?" And I said, "I'm only posting what you like." After I said that, he started ignoring me. It's been hours, and honestly, I don't care. I don't feel bad at all. For months, I was uncomfortable and asked him to stop, and he couldn't. So yeah, now he's a victim of a crime that he participates in. And then they edited and said, "OMG, wow, thanks for the replies. I was not expecting this to blow up. For context, I do want to leave, guys, but it's super hard. I don't know. I know that I lack self-love and respect. I have realized that I am following in my mom's footsteps and I should change. I can't wait to update you guys when I have officially left, and sorry for the disappointment." Yes, I was going to say, please leave this man. Because one thing that you shouldn't have to do in a relationship is fight for someone to respect you. Point blank, period. Like, the person that respects you the most in life and the person that you should expect the most respect out of is your partner. Like, you guys are supposed to be life partners. So if they can't have basic human respect and honestly above and beyond that for you, then they shouldn't be your partner. And that's really all I have to say, because that's just a little bit ridiculous, or a lot of it ridiculous. Okay, let's read some comments. The top comment says, "Normally I would say that's childish, but yeah, no. You gave him a different perspective. I'd dig it even further and say now other men like him can follow you and like your pictures." Someone said, "Direction, historical badge, paltry, wise, hungry apparatus." Oh, yep, what does that mean? Sorry? Don't know what that means. Someone said she gave him a different perspective, but it sounds like he doesn't see it. Lack of self-awareness for the win. Yeah, he still doesn't get it. Dude, he just called her fast and loose because of a picture, but still sees no problem with himself looking at others. How does he think he's not being a cheater when he's accusing her of basically putting herself out there for other guys? What a hypocrite. It's really crazy to me that guys, like, find a double standard in this type of situation, because it's like, if that's what you're liking and you're interacting with, then why is it not okay for me to put out the type of content that you love to look at and that you search for and that you like and interact with all the time? Also, the OF, the fact that he had, oh, no, I'd be on the news if I caught my boyfriend having subscriptions on OF. Like, you would see me on the news because the things I would do. Okay, the next story is titled, "My husband's mistress was rude to me, so I ruined her favorite thing twice." A few years ago, I found out my now ex-husband was having multiple affairs. I contacted the women in an attempt to figure out what was going on, timelines, etc. Most of the women were lovely and I held no contempt or anger for them. They were victims of lies and deception too, but one woman took a different approach. She was rude and abusive, accusing me of being controlling, frigid, fat. I'm only one of those things and it's not frigid, etc. Unfortunately, she was in Ireland and we were in Australia, so no chance to confront her. I tried to just move on and deal with my problems, but I couldn't shake the audacity. So I looked up her socials. She was hard out obsessed with Australian Master Chef. Obsessed. Being a fan myself, I knew that the show was aired and concluded in Oz before it was shown in Israel. Wait, what? Am I okay? Why did I just say Israel? Before it was shown in Ireland. So I screenshot the winning dish and mentioned her in a tweet containing the details of the winner and the runner-up and the winning dish photo. Then I set an alarm in my phone and did the exact same thing 1 year later. After the second spoiler, she put her Twitter account on private. That's hilarious. Honestly, that's so funny to do that the next year. Like, especially if you're the biggest fan of a show, having something spoiled, it's like, no, I don't even want to watch anymore. Like, it could be my favorite show, and I don't even want to watch if I'm gonna, like, when I look up stuff online about a show, like, especially a reality show, and it gets spoiled for me, I get genuinely pissed, and I'm like, are you kidding? I try to look away. I'm like, I was trying to look up something, not the results of the show. I was trying to look, like, because somehow people always find out the results of reality shows, and it pisses me off, because I'm like, why are you gonna ruin it? I don't understand. And I know that there's people out there that like spoilers like this. And I'm like, why do you want to be spoiled? Why do you want a show to be spoiled for you? I don't understand that. Unless you're not going to watch it, then okay, that's like a different, but then why do you care what the ending of the show is if you're not going to watch it? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. Okay. Okay, someone said the year later follow-up is what makes it miss a petty masterclass. No masterclass, master chef. What a chef's kiss. On behalf of Ireland, I apologize that you had to deal with an absolute gal and congratulate you on your freedom and choice of revenge. May all that she enjoyed be spoiled. Edit, just read the comments there and saw you're one of ours. Sentiment still stands. F the pair of them. Onwards to better and brighter things, eh? I really wish I could speak in like a Irish accent. I'm trying to think of like how they talk, how Irish. I'm not good at accents. I can imagine it in my head, but when I try to like speak it out loud, it just not translate. Like all I can say is like no, and that's my extent of an Australian accent. And then for like I'm trying to think of like normal people with like Connell and Marianne. Her name is Marianne, I think. And I can't even think of what her accent is. Like, I can't think of what their accents are, but I'm pretty sure they're in Ireland, if I'm correct. I feel like the easiest one is English, like a British accent, but I'm still not even good at that. Like, I really want to try, but I'm scared. Gal is a good word. No! No idea. No. Not.
Oi, as in the word oil.
Oil.
Oil. Now add that sound to the word Ireland. Ireland.
On behalf of Ireland, I apologize that you had to deal with an absolute gal. Why am I doing an English accent? Ireland. Okay, I think that's concluded that I can't talk in an Irish accent. So sorry for the interruption. Okay, the next title is I Got Revenge on My Bully. In school, I was relentlessly bullied. 2 girls in particular had it out for me. I was shy, loved to read, didn't do the popular stuff, so I was the perfect victim. They'd literally torture me by holding me down in the staircase when we were alone and sticking pinboard pins into my arms, legs, and feet. When I tried to tell the teachers, they said I fell onto them as they were lying on the floor or I did it myself. It didn't help that one of them was the daughter of one of the teachers at the school. Well, I finally got my revenge. I went to try out a new ice cream shop, and lo and behold, one of the girls was serving the ice cream. I have multiple allergies, including milk and gluten. of which the ice cream shop claimed to be cautious. So I ordered gluten and dairy-free ice cream and set my phone camera up to film the area where the ice cream was prepared because I saw that the girl had recognized me and was certain she'd try something. And she did. I caught her on camera putting a spoonful of milk in the bottom of the bowl and crumbling the gluten-consisting wafers over everything and then camouflaging it with the last scoop of ice cream. She put it down in front of me and said, "I hope you enjoy it." I sweetly smiled at her and asked if she could get the owner of the shop because I wanted to thank her for being so welcoming to guests with allergies. You can guess what happened next. I showed the owner the video and told her that I'd like to press charges because in my country it is considered a criminal offense called inflicting bodily harm to serve someone an allergen when you know the person is allergic. The bully will never work anywhere. Well, she'll come in contact with food again, and she'll have this on her criminal record for years. T, sis. Thank God you were recording. I mean, that's kind of crazy though, because like, what if she was deathly allergic and she like literally died from that? I don't really understand the logic there. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But okay, let's read some of the top comments. This person said they do say revenge is a dish best served coals and a cherry on top. This is actually an epic revenge. Awesome way to teach her a lesson. Good job. It was almost an epi revenge. Some would call it a legendary revenge. I'm dead. Good for you. This isn't petty. It was doing what you needed to protect yourself. I'm sorry these girls were so awful to you, and I hope they're no longer in your life. Nice. Hopefully she learns a lesson from this, but somehow I don't think she will. What's crazy to me is that there are bullies like this. I don't know if there was bullies like this in my school. I mean, I'm sure maybe there was like times where people were bullied like this. I know that like in the form of like words, there were definitely bullies, like people would be mean, but to like gather in a group and torture someone, I don't know if this was ever a thing in my school. I mean, honestly, probably, but I don't know. That's crazy to me to think that like people would do something like that. Like it's really crazy to me. And like I don't doubt that there are bullies like that obviously, but I'm just trying to think of specifically in my school what ever like happened that was to that extent, cuz like for my school I feel like it was more of maybe sometimes once in a while there was like a fist fight or something, but that was more like mutually, they were mutually like fighting. It wasn't like one person was just holding down this poor innocent kid and like punching him in the face for no reason. But it's really crazy to me to think about that. And it honestly, like, it reminds me of the show 13 Reasons Why. Like, that show was so crazy. I watched it like a couple times over because it was like so polarizing to me because it's just the whole bullying of like, the jocks, the typical bullying trope or whatever in like a movie or a show where it's just obviously like the football kids and they're bullying like some guy that maybe is like a nerd or maybe he's just not as like outgoing or maybe he's shy or whatever, and that's like usually typical, but they really took it to the next level in that show. Like it was so crazy to watch how like brutal the stuff was. I'm not even gonna explain because it's honestly triggering and so sad, but I know that stuff like that happens in real life. It's just crazy to me to think about because I've never like experienced even something similar to that. Okay. Next story is titled Roommates Stopped Contributing, So We Left Them Nothing. This happened during my junior year of college. I, Claire, lived with 5 other women. I'll call them Abby, Brooke, Danny, Ella, and Fran. When we signed the lease on the house, we agreed to a 1-year deal, June 1st to May 31st. The house was off campus and unfurnished, so we needed things to make it feel like home. Prior to moving in, we all sat down and decided what we needed for the house and who was going to bring what, and also settled on a chore schedule. We also decided that we'd have a household supply fund set up so we could buy things we all would use like toilet paper, paper towels, dish detergent, and laundry detergent. As it turns out, Danny, Ella, Francesca, and I bought most of the stuff we needed, like a couch, small dining table, dishes, silverware, drinking glasses, cookware, food storage containers, etc. Things went pretty well during fall semester. Shortly after that, however, things started to decline. Abby's boyfriend, Andy, basically moved in with us, and the two of them started acting like they owned the place. Left a dirty dish in the sink, they'd leave a passive aggressive note about how rude it was to do that. Come over after the library closed at midnight. Abby and Andy went to bed at 10, and if you woke them up, there was hell to pay. Pretty soon, Brooke and her boyfriend Brad were acting in pretty much the same way. By early February, it was clear to Danny, Ella, Fran, and me that we did not want to live with Abby and Brooke for another year. The four of us found a different off campus place and signed a lease. We let Abby and Brooke know, and from then on, the two of them, plus their boyfriends, went from partial jerks to complete jerks. They do things like stop the clothes washer mid-wash, take our clothes out, dump them on the floor, and start their own laundry. They'd use up all the hot water by taking super long showers. They'd write return to sender on our mail. They destroyed flowers our boyfriends sent or bought to us. They refused packages. They stopped contributing to the shared supply fund and stopped doing chores. About a week before Memorial Day, Ella got a call from the landlord on our new place saying the previous tenants had moved out and we could move in early if we'd like to at no charge. Danny, Ella, Fran, and I discussed and decided to get out of our current house ASAP, but didn't tell Abby and Brooke any of our plans. Memorial Day weekend rolls around, and Abby, Brooke, and their boyfriends head out of town to go camping while the rest of us put our plan into action. With the help of friends, Danny, Ella, Fran, and I got all of our stuff moved out, and when I say all, I mean all. Living room furniture, dining room furniture, dishes, silverware, cookware, food storage containers, baking supplies, shower curtains, rugs, lamps, vacuums, broom, dustpan, etc. We also decided that since neither Abby nor Brooke had contributed to the shared household supply fund since March, the toilet paper, paper towels, dish detergent, laundry detergent, and so forth was ours, so we took all of that too. Abby, Brooke, and their boyfriends were shocked to return from their camping trip to an empty house. What made our petty revenge even sweeter was that on their way home from the camping trip, all four of them got food poisoning and were really, really sick. The scathing texts we got about moving out unannounced and taking all the shared household goods, especially the toilet paper, priceless. Danny, Ella, Fran, and I are great friends still, and we get a good laugh about this situation about 12 years later. None of us have heard from Abby or Brooke since graduation. That's crazy. That's so funny, though, because when I was in college, me and my best friend in college, we moved in with this girl and her best friend. And we were friends with one of the girls, but the other girl we had just met. So, like, we didn't know her at all. And so they shared a room. It was a 2-bedroom, and they shared a room, and we shared a room. And pretty much me and my best friend, so we pretty much got everything. Like, well, actually, let me just start with the fact that in the beginning, we hadn't lived with, like, the only roommates we lived with was within our dorms, and so that's what we were used to. So starting to move into an apartment, we were like, oh, we can all just, go grocery shopping, and whoever goes grocery shopping, we can just split everything. Like, we can just share. Not like split money-wise, but we thought, we would just each take turns going, and like, it's not that big of a deal. And don't even ask me why, but obviously, like, I had no prior experience to living in an apartment with roommates before, so we thought that this was a good idea. And so my mom was in town, and my mom had taken us grocery shopping, and she bought so much groceries for us. And then my roommate also, she bought a lot because she was very wealthy. She was very rich. She had her dad's credit card, and she would spend, I'm not even kidding, $10,000 a month on it. Like, it was actually insane. And honestly, I got the benefits of that, so I'm not even going to say anything like negative about that because, yeah. So we were really close. We were like literally too close. It was honestly unhealthy. We were very codependent on each other, but that's not even the point. So we both go grocery shopping. We provide all the food in the house for the first like month. And we're like, oh, it's fine, whatever. Like, they'll go grocery shopping too, and then they'll like share with us. No, they eat all of our food, and they probably buy like 2 boxes of crackers, and they eat all of their food too. Like anything that they bought, they ate, and like we were like, "Wait, what's going on?" We just supplied all of these groceries, and I don't think this is going to work out the way that we thought it was going to work out. But then things got better after that, and it was like whatever, but they would take up all of the space in the cabinets. It was crazy. They literally left no space for us to after that, like after we had decided, hey guys, actually we're not gonna like we said like we're not gonna split food anymore because, you know, it kind of seems like we're kind of just providing, and we weren't like mean about it or anything, but we were just like it kind of seems like we're just providing the food and like we're not getting any in return. And so it's not really fair. And so we decided not to split, and then everyone started grocery shopping separately, and they would just like fill our entire cabinets with all of their stuff, and we had no room for anything. So like we would move stuff around to try to fit stuff into it, and then the roommate that we didn't know would move her stuff back into the spots, and we'd be like, this is the only cabinet that we have. This is the only cabinet you guys give us. Like, we have no other cabinet space. You guys have all the cabinet space. And we got in a huge fight about this. It was crazy. I literally was like, why'd you move this back? Like, it was like this 12, I don't even know. It was like this 12 pack of maybe LaCroix or something. And I was like, this is the only cabinet we have. Like, why did you move this back? And I took it out and I was like, you can put it somewhere else, but like not in our cabinet, the one cabinet that you guys give us. We have so many cabinets and you guys take all of them, and we can't even have one place to put our food. And just like stuff like that would start happening. And not only that, but like we provided everything. So all of the furniture, all of the table, the decorations, the TV, the um appliances in the kitchen, like we provided all of that. We got all of that. That was all ours, and they would use it, which was fine for a while until like all of these things started happening with them, like basically taking advantage of everything in our house. And like it was kind of like a passive aggressive like war between me and my best friend and then the other two. And one night when my other best friend was visiting from like out of town, me and my best friend, my roommate at the time, and then my best friend from home, we were all three like hanging out. We all got really drunk that night, and we were all like, ugh, I'm so annoyed. We're taking like, I don't even know what happened that night that triggered this event to happen, but they did something really annoying, and I think like they just weren't cleaning up or something, I don't know. And so we were like, we're taking all of our shared stuff from the living room and the kitchen and we're putting it in our room. So that night we were wasted, and we literally put all this stuff in our room, and then we kept like the Keurig or like the toaster out there, and we put like on top of it, we put sticky notes saying like, if you use this, you have to Venmo us $1. And we were so drunk, guys. Don't judge, because we were so drunk. The next morning we wake up and we're like, oh my God, we gotta put all this back. What the hell? Why did we do this last night? Like, what is wrong with us? We like obviously took the sticky notes off and stuff. They hadn't seen anything yet, but we were like, what is wrong? Like, why did we freak out like that? We were so annoying that night. But it was so funny because we were cracking up. So it was a fun memory to like look back on now. But anyways, the top comment says diarrhea and vomiting with no toilet paper or paper towels. Awesomeness. And no soap for the much needed shower afterwards. No, I'd actually be like shitting, crying, throwing up if that was me. Like, what would you do if you literally were just having diarrhea and you had nothing to wipe with? Like, you'd have to wipe with a towel and then throw it away. I feel like I would do that or I guess if you have no soap, then you can't really get in the shower after. I never understood that. Like, my ex-boyfriend used to like poop, which no, like, I'm not judging anyone that does this, but it never like, I don't know, it just didn't make sense to me. It was just kind of like, it was kind of yucky to me. He would literally poop and then he would get in the shower, and like he wouldn't wipe his ass before he got in the shower. Like, he would just get in the shower right after, because he was like, well, I'm just gonna like shower my asshole anyways. And that just was weird to me. I was like, I still would want to wipe my ass, because, like, what if there's literally shit in my asshole and I'm going to go take a shower and then I'm going to, like, touch that with my bare hands? No, that's not happening. But he would do that. Like, every single time he poops, he would just shower right after instead of wiping. And it just didn't make sense to me, because I'm like, why do you want to touch your poopy caca with your bare hands. And I don't know. No judgment to any of you, but I don't know. I thought it was like, what's going on? Okay, someone said, isn't fucking with someone else's mail a massive offense? Not necessarily federal, but something along those lines. Or is it a federal offense to mess with the mail service or something? I'm pretty sure you just can't open mail. Someone said, a federal offense to open someone else's mail. I don't know about the return to send that they were doing, but it would make sense. I don't know. I mean, I know that opening someone's mail is like very illegal, but someone said, I love it when a plan just works out and the asshats have to suffer. I took all the light bulbs from a bad breakup, knowing he would only have evenings to get his stuff back after I was gone. I didn't even leave the refrigerator or porch light bulbs. This was back when the spiral light bulbs were pricey and he insisted we have them in all the lights. I forgot about this story until now. That's funny. I love your writing style. Clearly, you have used made-up names, but they're so logical that it's extremely easy to follow without recourse to a key. None of this, let's call them Billy. Not their real name, but hey, crap. Okay, I don't get that, but okay. Slay Queen, also love that for you. That's funny. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed those little petty revenge. I feel like I never read petty revenge stories, so I'm glad I got to do that little segment or theme, I guess I should say, for you guys. Obviously, as I've said so many times, like, if you guys ever have any theme, I've written down like every comment that I've gotten, and I'm going to try to do like literally whatever you guys recommend, as long as it's feasible, because sometimes it's not feasible. Like, some themes are just like so hard because you have to find like multiple stories that fit with that theme, so it's kind of hard, but I'm going to try my best to like do all the suggestions that you guys have given me. So if you guys have any more, obviously comment them always and forever. Thank you so much. But that's the end of the story time, because that's all of the stories. I think I did 4 just now, so hopefully that was good enough for you guys. But I'm going to move on to the advice segment and the chat with me segment. So I'm going to do the advice segment and then the chat with me after the advice. But if you guys ever want unprofessional advice from me, just go in the link in the description below, because it's there, and you can fill out a Google form and just leave me as much detail as possible, and I'll try to help as best as I can. Hi guys! Sorry to interrupt, but if you want extra content weekly, go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/storytimesociety. If you want to listen on Spotify because you're trying to fall asleep or you're driving, then head to the link in the description, and if you're there and you don't mind, please rate me 5 stars on there. It really helps with the algorithm. And then the last thing is, we have a subreddit linked below. We have a lot of things linked below, but the subreddit, you can share any stories that you want to share. Okay, thanks. Love you guys. Sorry, I had to take a bathroom break. You guys won't notice, but just thought I would let you know. Okay. Anyways, let's get into the advice segment. So this first one is actually a little bit niche, so sorry, but I do want to answer it because I want to answer it. Okay, anyways, this person said, Hi Jamie, I've been watching for a while and I love your channel, especially your commentary. Love you so much. I don't want to sound creepy for asking this, but I know in previous episodes you talked about growing up in Iowa. If you didn't, just ignore this whole question. I did. I know you attended a Christian college and not University of Iowa. However, I was wondering if you had any opinions on U of Iowa. It's a school I'm strongly considering attending in the fall, but I just need some unbiased views on the school/social scene, or if you have any friends that attended, did they like it or not? If you're not totally familiar with the school, that's okay. I just wanted to see if you had any thoughts on it since you grew up in Iowa. Thank you. I didn't, obviously, you guys know, I didn't go to University of Iowa, but I think I have talked about it plenty of times on here. I grew up 45 minutes away from the University of Iowa, so I honestly, like, sometimes I'm like, I should have gone to the University of Iowa, because, like, in high school, we would go there a lot to, like, go to parties, and when I was in college, I would go there a lot because I had pretty much my entire, 50% of my class, of my graduating class in high school went to the University of Iowa. There were some here and there that went to, like, University of Northern Iowa, and then, like, ISU, Iowa State University, but I always loved University of Iowa the most, and if I were to go to a school that was like close to my hometown, I would have 100% picked the University of Iowa. And I think that it's like, I loved it there whenever I went to visit, because I had like my best friend that passed away went to school there, so I visited her a bunch of times there. And then my best friend currently that lives in Chicago now, she went there, and she was in sorority. They were both in sororities, actually. My friend Mandy that passed away, she was in Delta Zeta, I believe. Was it Delta Zeta? Yeah, I think it was Delta Zeta. And then my best friend Ellie, that I'm still best friends with, she was in Alpha Phi. So they were both, there's apparently like they have really good sororities there. And obviously, like, I don't really know much of that lore other than what my friends have like told me, because most of my friends that went there were all in sororities. I have heard that it's like kind of hard to make friends or be in like social scenes if you don't join a sorority, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I just know that that's like what I've heard from my friends. All of my friends that went there really liked it. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone really loved it and would highly recommend going there. And I loved it. I think they have a really good like tailgating scene during football season. That was always like so fun to go visit during that time, because there was just always so many like fun darties during the day. And then like, honestly, the game I would go to for 20 minutes when I was visiting, but like, it wasn't huge to go to the games unless, well, a lot of people did go to the games, but I feel like me and my friends were like that vibe really, so we would go for like 20 minutes and then leave usually. But yeah, I really liked it. And they have a really good bar scene, they have a good going out scene, they have a good social scene. And I think that it's so big that like everyone can kind of find their people there, because there's just so many people that it's like, if you're, you can find friends because of that. But yeah, I think I would recommend going there, even though I didn't go there, but I definitely have like so much experience just like visiting there, just because it was so close to me. And also, like, my stepsister did go there for a couple years and she liked it, but she ended up moving back home just because she was more of like she had like a boyfriend that they've been dating since like they were 15, and they wanted to like get married and have kids. So, but yeah, everyone really liked it that I am familiar with, and so many of my friends went there. So I would recommend, if you're wanting to, I don't know if you grew up in Iowa or not, but if you're wanting to like stay in Iowa because you grew up in Iowa, I definitely think University of Iowa would be the best option for that, like 100%. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Let me know. I would love to hear a little update about what you decide to do. But I'm going to talk about my trip to Georgia. I'll just give you some updates. My birthday was on Thursday, March 20th. So we left that morning at like 7:30, I think, and we got Chick-fil-A breakfast, which so good. Honestly, though, it gave me like heartburn, but it's fine. It took like 5.5 hours to get to Savannah. And then when we got there, we went to lunch and like got coffee. It was raining when we got there, which was kind of annoying because it was supposed to be nice, but then all of a sudden it was raining and like pouring. But it was still like really nice, because I don't know, it's just a really cute area to go to. And so we went to lunch, and then we went to get coffee, and then we went to check into our Airbnb. The Airbnb was so cute. I actually posted a whole TikTok of like a whole vlog of everything that we did, and we did so much. We were there for like 48 hours and we did so much. Jack fully planned out like a whole itinerary, so we were never like not doing something. And so that was really fun. But yeah, once we checked into our Airbnb, we kind of chilled for like an hour or two there because we were tired from the drive and stuff. And then we went to get alcohol, and we came back. I got ready for dinner. We like drank a little pregame there, and then we went to the Old Pink House, which is like this really cool mansion from like the 1700s, I think. And it's pink, obviously. and it's still like inside looks like a mansion. Like it has a bunch of different rooms, and it's like has a staircase and it has different levels and stuff, and it was really cool. It's like definitely on the pricey side, but Jack really wanted to take me there because he wanted to do something fancy for my birthday, which it was really fun. I got a glass of red wine, and we split 2 meals because we always like to do that. We like to he got the salmon with mashed potatoes, and then I got the burger with fries, and we split it. We always like to do that to like try multiple things. But yeah, I was so full after that, and I was a little drunk too. And then we went to the rooftop bar at JW Marriott, and we had one drink. We went down the slides, and then we left because by that point we were so tired, and like honestly the drunk had wore off. The main event was really the dinner. Like we had so much fun, and it was really fun. And then we woke up the next day, went to a coffee place, got breakfast. Jack had planned to go on the ferry that day, so we went on the ferry. And then we saw dolphins. It was really cute. It was like on the river, but I didn't know that we would see dolphins because I didn't know that it was brackish water on the Savannah River. I didn't know that. It's really cool though because we saw like 5 dolphins. They were all swimming together, and it was just so cute. And dolphins are my favorite animal if you didn't know. But that was really fun. So we were on there, and it was a really, really nice day. Like it was so sunny, and it was also like a little bit chilly. So it was nice because it wasn't like too hot. It was actually kind of cold. It was like 60 degrees, but it was super sunny. So it kind of like evened out. So yeah, then after the ferry, we actually had already gone to 2 coffee shops that morning. And then we went to like 2 or 3 more coffee shops after. And then we had dinner at Trailer Park, which was more of like a chill scene. It was like bar food, which was really good. There was peanut butter and jelly wings, and we had them. They were actually really good. We just wanted to try like new things. I had an apple pie chicken sandwich, which isn't something that I would usually get, but since like it was that type of restaurant with like kind of interesting foods, and everyone loved that restaurant, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try something new, and it was really good. I took off the apples though and ate them separately because I couldn't taste them on the sandwich, honestly. But then after that, we had to rush to get to our true crime tour, okay? So we were going on a true crime bar crawl that Jack had planned like a week in advance. He bought the tickets, and we thought like we were so excited for this true crime tour because we were going to learn all about, because apparently like Savannah is one of the most haunted cities in America. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So we were like, okay, we're going to learn about so much like true crime. And obviously he knows I'm a true crime junkie. Like he's not really, he doesn't like listen to that kind of stuff, honestly, as he should, because it's definitely contaminates my brain a lot. But yeah, so we thought like it was going to be so cool. It ended up being more of like a history guide, which we both were like, please don't let it be a history guide because we don't like history. Like we don't care about history. Like we do, but we don't. It's like I don't really, some of it was really interesting stuff, but then it was like, oh yeah, and then like this brick from the 1700s was laid, and I'm like, okay, like I don't care when the brick was laid, to be honest. Like I don't really care. Like I don't really care about the cobblestone being laid in the 1700s. Like I like cool, but I don't really care about that kind of stuff. And then I can't remember some of the other stuff. Like it was definitely, some of it was interesting, but he was definitely more of a history buff, and I'm just like not a history buff like that. So I'm trying to think of the other things that he was saying that were kind of like, he would be like saying something about when this building was founded. This building. I'm like, I don't care when the building was founded. I really don't. What happened? Jack was like, so did anyone like, what happened in the building? Like I get that it was, he wouldn't say that, but he would like whisper it to me. He'd be like, so did anything happen in the building? Like did any true crime happen in the building? Because we were just like, this is, and honestly, like, no hate. I don't care. If, like, obviously, if you love history, like, go you. I personally don't remember any history because apparently I had ADHD when I was growing up and I didn't pay attention to anything. So I have nothing in this brain. But, yeah, so, like, I don't really I don't know. We were just like, we paid for, like, well, I didn't pay. Jack paid for a true crime tour, so we really wanted it to be true crime. And he was really disappointed because obviously, like, it was my birthday trip and he wanted it to be, like, perfect. And I was like, it's okay. Like, it's really fun. And we also weren't drinking because we had gotten kind of drunk the night before. Like, we each had, like, 4 drinks, which is crazy. Are we, like, 70 years old? I don't know. But we weren't drinking even though it was a bar crawl. And the other people in our group were drinking, but we stopped at, like, 3 or 4 different bars. And we just didn't feel like drinking. But it's like I was having a headache all day from that. And like my ultra human ring told me that I had a fever and that I should take a rest because it was definitely because I was hungover. And yeah, so we were kind of sad about that being more of like a history tour. And he was a really nice guy. And like, I don't want to shit on him, but we were definitely disappointed that he would be, oh, what I was trying to say is he would be like, oh yeah, this building was founded in 1734, the year after Savannah was founded, actually. And then, blah, 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 about some history stuff. And then randomly he'd be like, oh, and someone died there. And that's like the last detail he would give. And he wouldn't even go into detail about it. And we'd be like, wait, what? So who died, how, and where, and why? Like, this is what the tour is supposed to be about. You're not supposed to be telling us all this history stuff and then being like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you someone died here. But it was like something to do with the wife giving, honestly, I don't even remember the specific story, but the wife apparently gave this guy acorn soup. She like boiled acorn soup and like gave it to him or something because apparently it's poisonous. And yeah, he died after that. But yeah, so also horse-drawn carriages. 3 words. 3 terrible words. Please, if you are a human being and you have empathy and you care about animals, don't support horse-drawn carriages. The amount of horse-drawn carriages in Savannah is sickening. It's sickening. And I know that, like, a little, like, back in the day, there's horse-drawn carriages and stuff, but, that's why we've, like, evolved and we don't have those anymore because we don't need them. And also, there are so many downsides to horse-drawn carriages. And it's really, really sad, and it's really, really not a healthy environment for horses to be in. Like, horses shouldn't just be, like, clacking their damn heels on the concrete all day. Like, they should be grazing in pastures and not carrying around 7,000 times their body weight. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think horses are supposed to, like, it's more comfortable and healthy for them to carry, like, which I know that this is different because it's more of, like, on a horse ride, I'm pretty sure it's healthiest for a horse to have like 20%, no more than 20% of its body weight on their back. Like if someone's like 200 pounds riding a 2,000-pound horse's back, that's like the maximum that they should be carrying on their back. And I'm aware that this is different because it's like a horse-drawn carriage and not all like 10 people are on top of the horse, but still, I still think it's just as bad. Like there's like 10 people on this horse-drawn carriage and this one horse is like falling asleep. Obviously, like I know sometimes they sleep standing up. I think for the majority of their time they sleep standing up, I think. I don't know. But he's like falling asleep and I'm like, hello, like give this man a rest. Like take this man back to the pasture and let him like have a rest. He doesn't need to be, I don't know, it just pisses me off. It's like it's not good. Not good conditions, and there's just a lot of downsides to horse-drawn carriages. So I was getting so pissed, and I was looking up every damn petition to ban horse-drawn carriages. And I know that it's gotten better over the years, but I was so pissed. I was like signing all these petitions while we were on this true crime tour because the most that I saw were at night, and it was like 10 p.m. And I saw like 7 different horse-drawn carriages within a 30-minute span, and I was getting pissed. Every time they'd come by, I would go, boo! Like, literally, boo, tomatoes. You're pissing me off. Ugh. Please. End horse-drawn carriages. What's the point? We don't need them. You can go do a trail ride or something and ride on like the horse's back. I don't really understand. Like, do a pedicab. Have a person fucking ride you around and ride their bike and drag you along. At least they can consent to it and they're doing it out of free will and not like being forced to do it. But yeah, sorry. But it really pisses me off. So if you have time, go sign a bunch of petitions about banning. I really think they should be banned forever, for good, and no one should ever be in a horse-drawn carriage ever again. Okay? That's all I have to say. Anyways, yeah, but it was really fun. We had a good time. Before we left on Saturday morning, we went to a bagel place and we got coffee. The best latte I've ever had. Salted caramel latte from Spread Bagelry, and then I had a tuna bagel sandwich on a rosemary olive oil bagel. Ooh, it was so good. And then yeah, we drove home. And that's about it. And I literally, guys, was constipated for 3 days. 3 days. It was terrible. I don't know why. I don't know what cursed me, but it was terrible. Like, I haven't been constipated in so long, but ever since I stopped drinking coffee, my schedule has been off. Usually every day, 2 to 3 times a day, which I don't even know if that's healthy, honestly, but every day, 2 to 3 times a day, because coffee, you know, it has that hormone in it. And then you guys know that I started drinking decaf coffee, and then it kind of just clogged me up. And like my schedule became really out of whack and it was terrible. And you guys know. And not to be TMI, but I'm about to talk about something kind of gross. So if you don't want to hear it, exit out now. But I've told you guys about my fissure before, my anal fissure, okay? That is just disgusting. Those two words together are heinous. It's a heinous crime. I had like honestly, it's been 3 years and it was really bad for like a full year. My fissure was so bad. I would cry every time I was on the toilet. It was like glass coming out of the other end, you know? I would literally cry. I would have to take a sitz bath every day. I would put ointment on my asshole, my bare asshole. And finally I found something that worked and it like pretty much healed it, but not like 100%. And now it's back full force because I was constipated for 3 days. So I've been fully like, I ordered more of the stuff that I need to like heal it, but I want to actually heal it like 100% this time, so that I don't know why it's just like so bad. Every time something even slightly goes wrong down there, it's like a whole new can of worms. And I'm just like, please give me a break. Give me a break. So yeah, sorry, that was like really TMI, but I thought you guys should know. And if you guys ever want any advice on how to heal an anal fissure, which they are very different from hemorrhoids, I would much rather have a hemorrhoid over this terrible thing called an anal fissure. Like, it genuinely is the worst thing ever. And it's very different from a hemorrhoid. But there's this stuff on Amazon that is like a miracle worker. And it really helps so much. It's the only thing that helped. And I tried so many remedies for so long that didn't help at all. And finally, this like helped so much. So I'm excited to get that in the mail because thank God I need it in my life ASAP. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And now we're here. I've been catching up on sleep because I've been so tired because we like barely got any sleep. Like, I was not sleeping well at all because 1, drinking makes me not be able to sleep. And 2, it was really cold in the second night that we stayed there. And I didn't feel like going downstairs to turn the heat up. So yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode, and I love you. Bye. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.